Hi everyone, thank you for watching today. Today is a very special day because it's my birthday. And I thought today I'd do a get ready with me and just use all the products I really feel like using right now. I think it's gonna be a lot of luxury items and I'm kind of looking forward to it. So thank you for joining me. And please remember to subscribe if you like this video. I do a lot of makeup content and sometimes art videos. I'm from the Netherlands and that's why my English is probably a little bit weird, but hopefully it's doable. And let's get into today's video. So today I'm wearing a purple sweater. I'm also wearing a purple skirt. And I have these nice purple earrings that I got for Christmas. So purple is really the vibe for today. So I thought I picked out some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes and they're both very powdery. So I think maybe we should start with the eyes today. So for one I have the Soft Glam, which is not very purple, but I still really like it. And then for the other option I have this Too Faced Holiday palette, which does have a lot of pinks and purples. So I think we're going to use this one. So I already primed my eyes using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. And let's dive into this palette. Let me zoom you in a little bit. So this is the palette. It has these cute little rabbits. I don't know, I really like this packaging. It just lacks a mirror. Mirror would have been nice, but that's fine. So I'm starting out with this pencil brush, also by Too Faced, because I'm going to start with the deepest color and then blend it out with a lighter one. So first, let's go into Reindeer Games, which is right here. And I'm going to build that up in the crease. I think I'm going to do a halo eye today. I don't do that very often. Just like that, make it nice and dramatic. Let me do the other eye. This shade actually looks a lot more red than purple. But that's okay. Alright, now with this larger fluffy brush, I think I'm going into Sweet on Senna, which is a little bit more of a mauve shade. And I'm going to blend out the edges. As usual, I brought it up very high, but I think it's okay. I think this looks nice. So now with the same smaller Too Faced brush, I think I'm going to deepen up the outer, both our inner and outer corners just a little bit. And for that, I think I'm going to use Senna's Boots, which is this color right here. So my birthday is always 2 days after Valentine's Day. And I think that makes it kind of fun because my boyfriend usually gives me a gift on Valentine's Day and that's very sweet. And then this year he gave me 3 gifts because 2 of them were already for my birthday a little bit. So that was really nice. And then in a little bit he's going to give me more gifts, but now for my birthday. And he spent all day yesterday or all morning in the kitchen making something fun for my birthday, which he claims is going to be the most unhealthy thing I've ever eaten. So that's exciting. That's okay. Once a year, that's fine. So I'm slowly connecting the halo, but with a lot less product. So I think I already put a little bit too much product. I'm gonna wipe it off on my hand and then blend out the edges a little bit. I don't know, this shade Senna's Boots is not very nice, but it is the darkest shade in the palette. So you're kind of forced to use it if you want to do a look like this. But it's very powdery and the color just isn't that pretty. That eye turned out a lot prettier. So later today we're going to my parents' house and we're going to celebrate a little bit more. My father usually cooks a nice dinner and then I get presents, but this year I'm not going to get presents because my mom paid for half of our laptop. And she said that even though we had already ordered some things as presents, I could receive those later. So I know I sound very spoiled, but I was looking forward to it. I was getting a Pat McGrath palette and now I have to finish my studies first. And if I never finish writing my thesis, then I'll never get my Pat McGrath palette. Okay, I think that's good enough for my base. Now I'm taking this pointed packing brush and I think I'm going into Ballerina, which is this pink sparkly shade, and I'm going to put that in the center of my eyes. I think I need to spray this one a little bit. Let's see if that's any better. Yes, I think so. There's still a lot of fallout. I don't know, I guess all in all I'm not that impressed with this palette. Okay, maybe I'll put a little bit of Jingleberry, which is this shade, on top. I just used this one. Now I think I'm going to put a little bit of this one on top. And I think I'm going to use my finger this time. Yes, that's a lot better. I corrected the inner corners a little bit because I thought they were too dark. So now I'm going in with our traditional shade, which was Reindeer Games. I'm going to adjust this inner part a little bit. Yes, that's a lot better than the stark black. So, let's zoom you out again. This is very dark for a birthday look, isn't it? Okay, so I selected a couple of nice base products. I'm going to start with the La Base Pro from Lancôme. And I'm not sure what this is supposed to do. It just says oil free. I think it's supposed to be a smoothing primer. It's not necessarily very long lasting, but it does smooth out the dry patches on my skin very nicely. I think I put a little bit too much. So I think it's kind of moisturizing and smoothing, which is nice because for foundation I'm going into the Estée Lauder Double Wear. I have this in the shade 1W1 Bone, which is just a little bit too yellow and maybe just a little bit too deep for me, but I think it's fine. I always really like this foundation, but then it gets sort of lost in my foundation box because I had other ones I was testing out. And this system, you know, it should have come with a pump. I'm just going to pour something out on the back of my hand. And then I'm taking, I think I poured a little bit too much. And then I'm taking my foundation brush and I'm spreading this equally all over the face. And people say this is very mask-like and very full coverage and unnatural and, I don't know, concrete-ish. And I don't find it to be that way. I mean, sure, it's pretty full coverage, but I think it's also quite natural. Yeah, I definitely used a little bit too much. But do you see? It doesn't look that bad, right? It doesn't look like face concrete. And the shade is actually kind of perfect. So I wouldn't even say this is full coverage, because you can still see some of my post-blemish marks poking through. I mean, it's coverage enough. I mean, it's fine. Definitely covered all of my redness. Maybe it's because of the primer I used, but this foundation looks very smooth today. I'm going to blend around my eyes a little bit better, don't you worry. And because the foundation is pretty full coverage, at least leaning full coverage, I'm also going to use my most full coverage concealer, which is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Cloud. And I'm going to go pretty heavy with the contouring today, because of the dramatic eye look. So I'm mainly using this concealer to highlight, not necessarily to conceal, because I don't think there is that much left to conceal anyway. So I waited a little bit for this to dry down. And then with the same brush as I used with my foundation, I'm going to blend out the larger areas on my face. And then I'm taking a smaller concealer brush to blend out around my eyes. Oh, this combination is also very nice. I'm glad. I was a little bit scared to film on my birthday, because what if it goes wrong, that I'm triple bummed about it. Because, you know, the video is ruined and my birthday is ruined and my makeup is ruined. Not that it's that important. You know, you can wash it off, but still. You like things to go well on your birthday. At least I do. So that was all I did with the big brush. And now I'm going in with this, I don't know what to call it. It is a flat eyeshadow diffuser is what it's called. But I use it only for concealer. For powder, I think I'm going into my Givenchy loose powder in the shade Voile Rosé. I was thinking of choosing a little bit more yellow powder, because my foundation is a little bit more yellow. But I want to use this powder, and there's really no reason behind it. So I'm taking this little Real Techniques brush, and I'm sort of tapping over all the shades in this little tin. See how that adds some brightness? Looks a little bit more velvet now. This is really a very nice powder. I also really love the Gucci powder, but that one is pressed, and since my concealer was a little bit dewy, I was worried I was gonna get heartburn. Now let's finish up the eyes. I'm taking this flat packing brush by Too Faced, and I'm going in to Sweet on Senna, which was this mauve shade I used before. So I'm taking this underneath the lower lash line, all the way through, and I'm connecting it to the upper part of the eye makeup, and also here in the inner corner. Then I think I'm going into Jingleberry again, which was the lighter shimmery shade, and I'm going to put that in the middle on top. I think that's it for the eyeshadow. Still not my favorite palette, but I do like this look. It's nice and dark. So I'm going to finish up my eyes and my brows, and I'll be right back. So I'm back. I finished my brows and my eyes. I added this Pastel Dream in baby pink eyeliner from LA Girl. And I added some lashes, which are from a brand that I don't know because it's not on the packaging, but I got them from my local drugstore. I think they're pretty cool. It's about 15 minutes later because I couldn't get them on. I think it's because my glue is sort of dried up, so I need to get a new one of that. So let's finish up the face together. For bronzer, I'm going to use my Smashbox palette, which has a contour, a bronzer and a highlighting powder. I'm going to use my clickable Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to start with it very tiny and into the contour shade. And then of course I'm going to blend this out using the little bit looser setting. I don't remember this being quite so dark. That's okay, it'll blend in with everything else. So I'm also going to contour a little bit right here at the temples, and then a little bit underneath my lip and underneath my nose. Just a little bit. And then underneath my chin. Don't worry, I will blend this out a little bit more. Well, I wanted a dramatic look, so that's what I got. Now I'm going into the bronzing shade, and I'm going to go a little bit over it to warm up the areas that I want to be a little bit more warm. Okay, now I think I'm going to use my big powder brush and the highlighting powder and just clean up the harshness a little bit. So I'm just going over the edges of the bronzer and the contour, just to make it a little bit less dark, especially around the nose. So that's a lot better, right? For blush, I thought I'd use the Anastasia blush trio in Pink Passion, because it has this nice bright pink shade in the middle. And I love a pink blush with a purple eye look. And then for highlight, I actually have a lavender colored highlighter. This one is from NYX. And I'm just going to... I think it's a little bit more pink than lavender when you actually put it on your face. But it's pretty cool. Also a little bit on the bridge of my nose and the ball of my nose. A little bit above the lips. And then finally we have lips, and I have a couple of options. I thought maybe we could use this lip gloss by Too Faced, because I haven't used that in a while. But I also have this purple lip gloss by Jeffree Star. But since the eyes are actually a little bit more red than they are blue, I think I'm going to go with this lip gloss. Okay, so maybe this also clashes a little bit. No, I don't think this is pretty. No, it's not. But I think we have to go nude, because the eyes are so dramatic. And I picked up this Live It Up shade by Charlotte Tilbury, which is a bit of a pinky nude. Yes, that's a lot prettier. I always like to go dramatic with everything, but that doesn't always work out the best. And I do want to feel a little bit pretty today. So I hope I succeeded. Now to make this stuff last all day, I'm going to use my Maybelline New York Lasting Fix Spray, because I find that this really helps with the longevity of my makeup. So that's it. this is it for the finished look. I know it's very dramatic, but hey, it's my birthday. I can do whatever I want. So I hope you have a nice day. I hope you subscribe if you like this video. And otherwise, maybe I'll see you in the next one. Bye!